Well, first of all, I would like to start this video by thanking everyone for the 10,000 subscribers. This is a really huge milestone of the channel. And also I would like to thank everyone that is supporting the map conversion project, which has the objective to port Dark Souls maps into Elden Ring. And also I would like to thank everybody that bought a shirt in the last video. Thank you so much. I am selling shirts to finance the project because this takes a lot of time and effort. And this video is an update log on how the conversion tool is doing lately. And this time I actually got something very big, very huge to talk about. As well as the collisions when I made the collisions video. This is something equally big because now I can port navmeshes. Yes, I can finally port them. I didn't think that it was possible, but this was actually way harder than the collisions. But take a look at the result. So the enemy knows where I am and it can correctly chase me down. And whenever there's an obstacle in the way, they can go around the obstacle in order to chase me down. So this is the objective of navmeshes. This is what navmeshes are used for. And well, if I were to describe like the feeling, like how was for navmeshes, it's like you really need to pee, but there are 15 persons in front of you and the toilet is clogged. It's something like this. It's like you have to fight Bruce Lee, but you're in a wheelchair. Like, it's really hard. That's the overall navmeshes porting experience. And I actually did this entirely by code because I am very, very stubborn and I want to keep my tool self-contained. So just like collisions, navmeshes are something that mess directly with Havok, like Havok middleware. And Havok is something like really closed source, if there's such a thing as closed source. So it's not really from software proprietary file formats. It's again one of those Havok things, and that's why it's so hard. And probably also the reason why there aren't many tools to port navmeshes in the community. So this is actually something really big. So yeah, very interesting. And I'm getting impressed by seeing like the enemies correctly chasing me down. And this is something that while we are playing the game, we never pay attention to it. But I am getting impressed over something that dumb. Like, this is something so basic, but I didn't know what it took to make the basic work. If that doesn't make much sense to you, I will show you what a navmeshless region looks like, so you can see what's the difference. Now here we are at Heights Tower of Flame once again, which is directly below the round table hold, because this is where I placed it. And I will try to just get past this ranged enemy, because it's not very interesting to test the navmeshes with ranged enemies. But here you can already see that although he is ranged, he just stands in place and he doesn't take any step forward or backwards. This is the result. This is because he knows where I am, but he has no idea how to get to me. He doesn't know where he is basically. So he basically cannot move. But let's go to a actual melee enemy so we can test, so I can show you what a navmeshless region really looks like. So here, ideally, he was supposed to be chasing me down, but he's not. Again, because he knows where I am, but he doesn't know how to get to me, because there aren't any navmeshes to show him how. Now, you can see that if I call my summon in here, it is the same exact result. He has no idea of how to get to him. So he will basically stand still in here forever, waiting for some miraculous manner of, oh, this is how I get to him. NPCs don't really have eyes. This is what they meant on Bloodborne probably. Now if I get within attack range, you can see that he actually chases me down, but only if I'm that close. So what's interesting in here is that you can see that as soon as I get to any obstacle, let me just get him back. And now he's cooked. He has absolutely no idea that there is a ladder in there. I mean a staircase. And he has no idea about any obstacles around whatsoever. So naturally in his head, this is absolutely going to work sometime. And that's why navmeshes are so important. And being able to port them is a really huge milestone for the tool. Maybe I can do another video sometime talking exclusively in depth about navmeshes. But other than navmeshes, I have been improving the textures as well. And I don't know how really noticeable the difference is for the people who had seen the last video on Heights Tower already. Especially in some areas and some regions, like this region down below where I'm going. Well, I believe this is a noticeable difference, but overall the textures are much more detailed. So yeah, I've been also working on textures, but actually still on navmeshes, there is something much more interesting happening. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Well, there are still some problems related to clearance on navmeshes. So despite the fact that I'm being able to port them, they still aren't 100% correct. They still work, the game is playable. But what is clearance after all? Well, damn, how do I explain this? The enemies think they don't fit in places where they actually fit. So take a look now that I entered this house. He went around the door, and it's not because he doesn't see the door, it's because in his head, he doesn't fit in this doorway. This is like impossible for him. So these are some of the things that I have to solve still. Wait, what? He figured it out. Well, now I'm surprised, but this is still not correct. Yeah, he thinks that he doesn't fit inside this house, so he keeps trying to get back to his spawn point and he doesn't know what to do. Another interesting thing is that the enemies are doing kind of a weird pathfinding because of the clearance in order to get to me. So let me try to get this guy down to show. This is the perfect moment to test this. So he is chasing me just fine. But if I come to this place specifically, yeah, he thinks that he doesn't fit in there, and his conclusion is that the best way is to go around the whole pit. So yeah, I still need to fix this somehow. So basically the conclusion is that despite I'm being able to port the navmeshes, there are still some things that needs correction, especially this pathfinding thing, but I know that eventually I can fix these. Well, for this update video, it was basically this. I thank everyone that is accompanying and supporting the project, and thank you so much for watching, and I see you in the next video.